In the spring of 1315 the rains began, and they did not stop. For 2 long years the skies wept without cease. Crops rotted in the fields, rivers burst their banks, hunger stalked the land like a silent predator. By 1317 millions lay dead, not from war or plague, but from starvation. It was called the Great Famine, and Europe would never be the same. From England to Italy, Ireland to Poland, the summer of 1315 brought no warmth. Instead, unceasing rain, day after day, month after month. Chroniclers wrote of skies that wept without remission. Rivers overflowed, salt mines flooded, seed grain rotted before it could sprout. The harvest failed completely. What little was stored from previous years was quickly exhausted. By winter, the price of bread had soared tenfold. The poor ate cats, dogs, even the leather from their shoes. Spring 1316 brought hope and more rain. Another harvest lost, hunger turned to starvation. Disease followed in its wake. Mortality exploded. Rural areas fared worse. Entire villages were abandoned, their inhabitants dead or fled. Contemporary accounts speak of horrors once unimaginable. Parents abandoning children, prisoners gnawing their own fingers in desperation. Grave robbing became common as the starving sought one last meal. This was not a single bad harvest. It was a climate catastrophe, likely triggered by a shift toward colder, wetter conditions in northern Europe, perhaps linked to volcanic activity far away. The rains of 1315 to 1317 mark the beginning of centuries of cooler weather. The famine struck every level of society. Kings rationed food. Nobles sold lands to survive. Peasants, already burdened by taxes and war, bore the worst. Armies weakened. Campaigns were abandoned for lack of provisions. Crime surged as the desperate turned to theft and violence. The social order frayed at the edges. When the Black Death arrived just 30 years later, it found a Europe already hollowed by hunger. Populations reduced, immune systems compromised, societies primed for collapse. The Great Famine reminds us how thin the margin can be. A few years of bad weather, natural, unpredictable, brought one of the most advanced civilizations of its time to its knees. It reshaped economies, weakened feudal bonds, and set the stage for the horrors that followed. Yet humanity endured. The rains eventually ceased. These forgotten edges of history remind us how dark the past could be. Yet in every shadow, humanity found a way forward. Fields were replanted, knowledge was carried through the storm, and the light in time always returned. We endured then, and we endure still. Thank you for stepping into the shadows with me. If these whispers from the past moved you, click subscribe and let me know what forgotten story we should uncover next.